All right, let's talk about some object relationships. So relationships are established when you use a lookup or a master detail to link records together. Lookup relationships allow you to relate objects to each other. So I have object one and object A. This relationship is not required, so I can create an object one by itself, record by itself, and then create an object A record by itself, totally independent. But if I want to link them together, I need to build a relationship between those. So in this scenario, I would create a lookup field on object A that looks up to object one, thus making object one the parent and object A the child in this scenario. This allows a many to one. So that means object one is R1 and object A is a many. So I can have many object A records related to object one. Typical relationships you see like this, out of the box, account and contact are similar to this, where object A1 is the account, object A is the contact. That's a common relationship you can see between. That's a standard lookup relationship. One thing to note with lookup relationships, you can't use roll-up summary fields. If you want to use that functionality, you actually have to use the next one, which is master detail relationships. So this is very similar to the lookup relationship, except that it's got a master detail, which means that object A here is going to inherit all its permissions from object one. This relationship is required. So whenever I create an object A, I have to make sure I populate the lookup, the relationship field, the master detail to object one. So I can't create object A without having object one record associated to it. I can create roll-up summary fields. So on object one here, I can create my roll-up summary fields to summarize all the different values from the object A. So I can do row counts, I can count down my records, I can summarize certain date fields or currency fields or number fields. So I can summarize those values. I can take max, mins, medium. I can take all those values with a roll-up summary field on this. So I can create roll-up summary fields on object one that summarize data from object A. Still allows many to one. So that means I can have multiple object A's records, but tied to one single object, one record. Like I said before, object A is going to get its permissions from object one. When I mean by that is if I own object one, I also own object A through that implicit relationship there. So object one is going to, if I'm the owner of that, I also own this. And since I can't create an object A without this, it inherits all its permissions. So whoever the owner of this is also going to be the owner of this record. Same hindsight, whoever can see this can also see this, provided they have access to this particular object. Object one here is the master, object A is the detail. So this is the more or less a child in this relationship. Relationship we're going to talk about here is junction objects. And this is when we need to have a many-to-many relationship. So object one and object two are both parents in this scenario. Object A is our junction object. So that means we're going to be able to relate object one to object two through this junction, and vice versa. So on object A here, I have a master detail to object one. I also have a master detail to object two. Object A inherits its permissions from the first record that gets created. Roll-up summary fields here, roll-up summaries here. What's really nice is here that I can have object one here and build a junction that I can relate object one to an object two. And I can have a different object one record related to the same object record over here. So it allows me to have multiple object ones and multiple object twos related to each other through this junction object right here. Like again, object one is the master, object A is a detail, object two is also a master in this scenario as well. Great for many to manys, multiple list records to multiple list records. Junction objects are your choice, what you want to choose for that.